So hello and welcome back to Test Drive Thursday. Today we're taking a look at the Peterbilt 567. So let's start by taking a look at all of the customization. Okay then, so here we are inside the truck configurator. Now this truck is a sort of blend between the 389 and the more modern 579. So it's a good mix between old and new, the mod author describes. So yeah, you can definitely sort of see that. I do like some of the modern sort of lines that follow it around, but you still got the sort of classic cab design. Now there's two different cabins. You got a day cab, as you can see here, with quite a few windows around the back. It's lots of glass there. Obviously very traditional design. I love the door sort of features here where you got the light and the way that sort of folds it around. Looks very nice. The way this line is sort of continued on the door as well, very nice. And then you've got the ultra cab, which gives you this box on the back for sleeping in. I like how it says heritage as well. Some heritage features are continued inside, which you'll see in a bit. Loads of different chassis to choose from. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the day cab. I'll quickly show you some of them. Up to 8x4s, 6x4s, 4x2. Look at that, that's tiny. And then a 6x2. So yeah, that's up to you which you prefer on there. And then you've got the larger cab with only 4 different options: 6x2, 6x4, 8x4, and 6x2 with rear steer. Is it really? Might have to try that out. Onto the engines. Started off with the 370 horsepower Cummins engine with 1300 pound-foot of torque. All the way up to, what's the top here? I'm trying to see if it's in order properly. Yeah, it looks like it's so up to a 605 with 2,000 pound-feet of torque. So yeah, it's kind of cool. You got some pack arm engines in as well. I like how these are sort of labelled performance series, efficiency series. I find that very nice. So we'll see how efficient it is. I might go for an efficiency engine. I doubt it's going to sound any different. I'm guessing it's just different tuning, but yeah, we'll try that out. Good range of engines. Onto the transmission, again, there's loads here. You got 10 speeds, 13, 18, 7, 6. So yeah, all with or without retarder in different ratios. Look at that. 12-speed automated. I'm not sure how quick some of these are to shift, so we might have to try that out. On the interior, you've got this sort of cloth and sort of black perforated leather look, lots of greys, not very exciting. You can move up to the platinum, which gets the wood on the dash, wood on the door, some wood sort of panelling about here, full leather seats. It's sort of like a lightish grey bluey kind of colour when you compare it to that. So I personally prefer this. I don't really like the colour of that, but you do get the Peterbilt logo on the seat as well, which is pretty nice. And then you can move up to the heritage, which I was on about earlier. You get the heritage back here. It's very sort of cream brown. The wood on here. They also make this bit here on the dash darker, which is pretty cool. These sort of carpets down here are probably going to get really dirty quickly. But I like the tan seats, and I'm not a massive fan of the steering wheel sort of colours, but it's very detailed. For the paints, there's all the usual ones as you'd expect, and you got some custom ones down here, which obviously you can customise. Kind of cool. That one's pretty nice actually. I'm not sure what it's for. LHT, Mojave, Potomac, Rio Grande, Seattle. That one's cool. I like that a lot. they're quite cool designs, to be honest. And you got some metallic ones in here as well, which is very nice to see. You don't really see that many metallic custom sort of paint skins. That one's very cool. Elegance, long haul, nice colour. Oh, that's a nice colour. Really is. Stars and stripes. Can you change that? No. Yeah, absolutely loads of colours to choose from. They're not into the options. This is where it gets a little bit ridiculous. So starting off down here, we have got loads of different bumpers. I'll just quickly sort of go through them so you can see them all. The painted ones are pretty nice, to be honest. Look at that. Loads of different options there. That's for the oversized load, obviously. Warning flags. This is where you can add sort of indicator lights and trims here. A nice mixture, between the sort of more traditional style and these LED ones, which is pretty cool. What do we got here? You can change the grille to 6 different options. You've got this basic labelled one here. You can move up to the more traditional lights, which to me completely changed the front of the truck. Makes it look so dated. Again, that completely changed it, because in my opinion, I don't think the overall design of these trucks actually changes that much. I do believe that the lights are probably the biggest feature that changed the age of the truck, if you see what I mean. I mean, that looks so much older than that. But you can get these with the daytime running lights, which is a good sort of mix of old and new again. And then my favourite, these ones, the black grille and these black lights with the LED sort of wraparound there. And you also get the Heritage logo. Oh, you get them on all. Didn't notice that. You get the nice Heritage logo there. But yeah, those are so nice. I mean, look at that. Those have got to be the best lights in this game. Up here, you've got the mirrors, which I don't really bother with. You've got a sort of bug shield. What else have we got? So wheels and tyres, that's pretty obvious. You can paint the fuel tanks and side steps, which is quite tastefully done, to be honest, with all the chrome pieces. You can change this little piece here. Make it chrome, paint, whatever you want, with or without lights. You got the door handle. Door handle, not many options there. Change the mirrors, plastic, paint, chrome, as you'd expect. What's this? Oh, you can actually remove the Heritage here and there. Not sure why you would, but I kind of like it. Right, have we done that? It's on the inside. It's on the inside. A few different options for the sun visor. Got lights up at the top. Horns. You got the beacons. That's kind of nice with the chrome. Oh, this is what I was missing. I was thinking earlier, this doesn't seem quite right, the way it sort of abruptly finishes. But you can actually get the arrow piece, which I like how the paint scheme sort of carries on to that. It's kind of nice. What's that? Light adapter. Oh, that's quite big. I'm guessing that doesn't affect the interior space. I'm guessing it's purely just aero. Let's just remove that a sec. And then you got the turbo wing, which is very sort of traditional, I suppose. But yeah, I'd probably just go for that, unless I'm doing sort of a box trailer, and then I'll be sort of forced to go for that, basically. I've never... Oh, login rack. I was about to say, I never knew what these were for, but obviously, yeah, login. Kind of cool. Is it just me? I've just noticed, or does the sort of chassis of this truck look odd? Like, this seems... It just seems a bit small, the way this sort of finishes around here. This seems a bit abrupt. I don't know if it's just me, but the proportions just don't seem right. I'm not sure. Might be just me, as I said, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. You got some Obviously mud guards. I mean, look at the options. I like the way it wraps around there, that's kind of cool. Better if they went all the way around, I find. And you've got the... Oh, whoa, look at that. Flow below. Aero piece. I've never seen that before. I'm not sure how easily that would get knocked, but... Yeah, that's quite nice, I like that. Honestly, I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. I think that's most of the options, to be honest. Before you move on to the inside, obviously you can change the wheel if you want. I might go for that. I just think that's possibly a bit too much. But yeah, the rest of it... Oh, you can change that. That's pretty nice. Truck... Oh, you see, you can get the truck info that's usually on here, which is good. You can just have a clock, GPS or sat-nav. Right, is there a sort of a bolt-on sat-nav that we can put on the dash? So you can only really choose for a sat-nav on here, which is a bit annoying. But I think that's pretty much it. Got that mirror there as well. So now I'm going to do a time-lapse of me building this truck to my spec. So here we are, all fully configured, and I have to say this has got to be one of, if not the best looking trucks I've ever driven on Test Drive Thursday. I'd say even better looking than the Tesla. Some of the other ones I've driven. I mean, just look at the... I love the front, the lights are great, the grill's great. But the sort of mix between old and new, as I said earlier, it just works so well. I think... the metallic paint is definitely a must. It sort of shows all the lines of the truck up quite well. I love this one with the sort of centre silver bit. All the painted tanks. Very sort of plain around the front. Not too much going on, which I like. If you just turn the ignition on, you got the sort of daytime running lights, which look superb. All the lights down the side. You can see the rear steer there, look. I mean, it's quite an angle. If you look at that, it's quite impressive. For some reason, hang on, I'm sure I clicked for the sort of rear fender cover things. Maybe I didn't. Can't remember. Unless I knocked a button or something whilst I was configuring. But yeah, I forgot to put them on. But yeah, look at that. Doesn't it look great? On the inside, I went with the black wheel. I just think it works better. All the heritage stuff. It looks very nice in here. The sat-nav is quite small, to be honest. In real life, it would be a lot better, but here it just seems very small. I like the digital speed. That's very nice. I've got a 7-speed automatic transmission. I'm trying to work out why there's only one pedal. It's a bit weird. If we turn it on, I went with the 400 horsepower efficiency series truck, right? Yeah, engine, sorry. We've got plenty of power with that. This trailer is what, 19 tons, so yeah, we should be fine. We got it all set in the sat nav, so I think let's go. But yeah, as you probably told, as you can probably see in here, it's very much sort of taken from the 579. In fact, it's pretty much identical in here to the 579. I think maybe the rear windows are different, but I may be wrong because I haven't driven a 579 in ages. But yeah, let's pull out for here. I mean, turning circle in this is great. It's better than some of the European 4x2s. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, the amount of angle the rear steer sort of does is pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting that much, but yeah, definitely go for that. It's pretty cool. And a lot of the time when you go for the sort of rear steer, you usually get the sort of single wheel like the front at the back, which kind of looks a bit weird. But with this, you sort of retain the rear wheel style, if you see what I mean, the double sort of tyre. So it doesn't look out of place. But yeah, just look at that. It looks so good, this truck. I mean, 400 horsepower, plenty really. As I said, I went with the 7-speed auto, and it's a lot like the 6 speeds that I've always been talking about. It's very quick to react to everything. I've got the automatic transmission set up in eco mode, which is in the settings if you want to get onto that. But yeah, we'll see what MPG we can do in this, as it is labelled an efficiency series. We'll just slow it up around here. We'll put the cruise on. We don't have to do anything. But yeah, I do like the dash. It's very simple. There's no sort of eco zone on the rev counter, which I do like to see. The numbers are perhaps a little bit too small on the speedo and rev counter, but then again, you do have the digital one, which is really easy to read. Why are we driving so slowly? They're doing about 3 miles an hour underneath the speed limit. I need to get into this lane anyway. But yeah, I was looking earlier, it doesn't seem like the backlighting on the dials changes. I mean, I'm switching between lights off and on there, and I just cannot see a difference. So yeah, that's a bit weird. Now I'll have to see what it's like at night. Hopefully there is actually backlighting, else that might be a problem. Yeah, as I said before, I love these gearboxes. So much better to drive. I'd rather have a 400 horsepower truck with this gearbox than like a 700 horsepower with the other gearbox, because they're probably the same speed, to be honest. This just changes so much faster. I've got the indicator as well. I love the way they sort of wrap around and then built into the bumper. Very nice. Let's quickly get on the interstate. Interstate 580. I believe I've been on this interstate in real life. I stopped in Reno last year on a school ski trip to Lake Tahoe. Right, let's turn on here. Build up some speed. So yeah, this is full power now. So it's not break your neck speed like the Tesla, obviously, but it definitely gets there. I mean, you're not going to haul many trailers heavier than this, so that is something to consider. Well, why is that guy turning into my lane? What are you doing? Yeah, heck. Does he want his Raptor smashed up or something? Right, 80 speed limit. Let's see if we can get there. Thought he's still flat to the floor. As I said, this is a 7-speed, not a 6-speed. So I thought I'd try that out, see if it's any different. At the moment, I'm sort of preferring the 6-speed. It seems geared a little bit better. I'm not sure about this. I'm guessing the 7 is just a complete overdrive. But we'll see how we do in a minute. So yeah, got a bit of a downhill section. Let's try and get the speed up. I mean, it's just the contrast between this and sort of electric and where it's all going. The way you have to build the speed with this, and how much more challenging it is to keep that speed, if you see what I mean, compared to electric. It's pretty interesting. One thing that I don't like about this is the steering. There's a massive dead zone in the middle, which often I say I like, but I think this is taking it a bit too far. I'm actually moving my in real life wheel quite a bit, and that's all it's doing. And you do have to put a lot of steering input in sort of going around town, which makes it kind of difficult to maneuver, which I don't like. But then again, once you're out on the sort of main road like this, it's a lot better. Not easy to cruise, but I think maybe reduce the dead zone a little bit. And I do think the wheel is massive. I mean, look at that. Perhaps a bit too big. Sort of takes up the whole of the cabin. Still trying to get to 80 miles an hour though. The mirrors are pretty good, to be honest. Very big. Very easy to see out of. There's not like a massive bezel or anything. Right, how are we doing on fuel? 4.6 miles per gallon, that's not great. Sometimes I do think maybe not. Well, maybe the. Oh, look at that. Broken down. Maybe these eco engines, in quotation marks, aren't as eco as they seem, because you have to put a lot more power into getting them up to speed, whereas the sort of more powerful trucks can get up to speed and then just cruise, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I'm not always convinced by them. I don't know if we're sort of dropping off here. 36 miles left. Let's slow it down. But yeah, the customization on this mod is very, very good. I love the sort of design of it. It's integrated very well. Obviously, it is based heavily off the in-game SES 579, but that's not a bad thing if the real truck is based off it anyway. But I think it's done very well. I do like it a lot. You don't really see that many mod authors do sort of custom paint schemes like this one, so I really do like how they've put those in, and I think it's completely transformed the truck as well. And just the way that looks, the black lights, they really do make it for me. I want to see that on more trucks. But it doesn't feel that big on the inside. It feels a little bit like a van, to be honest. It doesn't feel like a truck. So it's kind of easy to position on the road and sort of go in between traffic. That's what I'm doing now. Oh, there's a car there. Whoa. Massive blind spot. Yeah, as I was saying, maybe not. I actually couldn't see that car then. It was completely in my blind spot. It was right there. Wow. Because there isn't like a little window at the bottom. Yeah, that could have been a crash. It's like a race here. I lost that race. So it's not a massively powerful engine, this 400 horsepower, 5.1 miles per gallon. I would have hoped a bit closer to 7, to be honest. I mean, 5 isn't really great for this sort of eco engine. Yeah, it's a 70 limit down here, so let's speed back up. I like the sort of general design of it in here. It is very modern. The sort of wood's done very nicely. As I said, I do wish the sort of sat nav was a little bit bigger and easier to read. Maybe like a full touch sort of screen on there would be very nice. a bit more like a Tesla screen. The buttons, they do seem a little bit randomly placed. I mean, you got some up there, some down there, but other than that, it's pretty nice. I really do like the door cards, the sort of design of them, the way it sort of swoops down. The seats look very nice. Yeah, overall I really do like this mod. If you want to try it, I'll put a link to the Steam Workshop page where it's on in my mod spreadsheet. But yeah, I definitely do recommend you taking a look at this, because I think it's done very nicely and it looks great. So just keep it rolling down here, so I think we're turning off. Right then, here we go. See what this thing's like to reverse. Holds its speed pretty well, and the engine's quite quiet. You don't really get much drone like you do in some other truck mods, which is sometimes better. I think this is the one where you have to sort of line yourself up right. Yeah. Don't want to scratch my alloys. There we go. Feel like we're very close to the right side. Oh, the trailer's on there. I'm not sure why it's made so tight, this. Right, which way is going to be best to do this? I'm going to say right. Oh, it's this way anyway, apparently. And then, where are we going to go? Kind of hard to tell. Let's try down here. Oh, yep, there it is. That was a good guess. Just got to reverse it in now. Yeah, you can see that rear steer here. Look at that. There we go. Parking brake on. Just check out, we did 4.8 miles per gallon. But yeah, very, very nice truck. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.